You ever have one of those moments where the world just stops? Like, time actually freezes, and you can feel every eye in the room crawling over your skin? That was me, standing in the middle of that cracked concrete courtyard, the sun barely up, and the colonel's voice tearing through the air like it was designed to find every last ounce of doubt left in me. You call that a soldier? Look at her, barely holding formation. I swear, he stabbed his fingers so hard at my shoulder patch. I felt it all the way down my spine. The courtyard went dead quiet. No birds, no boots, just the sound of my own heart thumping out a code I hoped no one else could hear. But, I kept my jaw tight, back straight, did all those things you're supposed to do when the world's trying to make you flinch. I wouldn't let them see it. The fear, the humiliation, because if you give that to them once, they'll take it every time. The recruits behind the colonel? Yeah, they started chuckling. Those low, nasty laughs that say more than any words. It wasn't the first time. God knows it wouldn't be the last. I'd heard it all before. People like me, in uniforms like this, aren't supposed to stick around. Not if you listen to the whispers. The colonel's gaze found me, pinned me in place. Step forward, Sergeant. Tell me, what makes you think you belong in my line? And I wanted to answer. I had a dozen sharp, perfect comebacks balancing on my tongue, but I bit down and swallowed the whole mess. That's what you do. You swallow the crap, the rumors, every stupid bet about how long you'll last, and you keep standing. The morning was freezing, sharp enough to sting, but inside I was burning. Burning with shame, with anger, with something that felt a lot like old wounds splitting open again that he didn't stop, either. He reached over, grabbed my sleeve, yanked it up so everyone could see. You think stripes make you equal? That this patch puts you on my field. His voice dripping sarcasm, the crowd's attention glued to my arm. Then suddenly, he froze. And for a second, it was almost funny. Like, let me back up a sec. The colonel, master of humiliation, just stopped talking. His eyes, narrow as fence slats, locked on the insignia sewn just above my stripes. Not the usual rank, but something else, something most of them hadn't even seen before. One of the cocky kids in the back muttered, "Wait, what's that?" The air changed. If you know, you know, and they didn't, not yet. That patch? I didn't just earn it, I survived for it. Sand in my teeth, nights with nothing but adrenaline and fear, the kind of exhaustion that makes you see ghosts. You don't buy that patch in a store, and nobody hands it to you for showing up on time. I could see the colonel trying to remember, to piece together the stories he'd heard about what that symbol meant, who'd been through the fire and come out with it. His hand dropped. His face changed. The courtyard wasn't laughing anymore. Because here's the truth. War doesn't give a damn what you look like, where you came from, or what you sound like when you're screaming for air. War only cares if you'll get up one more time, if you'll carry somebody who can't stand, if you'll patch wounds with hands shaking so bad you can't even tie a knot right. That patch, yeah, it came from hell. And I still wore it, scars and all. The colonel's voice finally came back, but he wasn't shouting anymore. "This," he said, tapping the patch, almost careful, "Outranks yours." You could have heard a pin drop. Suddenly, every smirk on those kids' faces faded. They started to see me, not just the uniform. That's all I ever wanted, For once, don't judge me by the rules you made up before you met me. Judge me by the weight I carried that I didn't gloat, didn't even move. Just stood there, breathing in, breathing out, feeling the shift. Because I'd spent years proving myself to people who were never going to clap for me. And that day, I realized I didn't need their applause. I just needed to know, deep down, I'd earned it. Funny thing is, that night, the guy who laughed the hardest, he found his way to my door. Didn't say much. Just, "Sergeant, I didn't know." And all I said back was, "Now you do." Respect, see, isn't about volume, or who's got the brightest medals, or who yells the loudest. It's about showing up every damn day, even when nobody believes you will. It's about what you do when no one's watching, and who you become when the odds are stacked so high you can't see over them. After that, the others looked at me different. Not as some fluke, not as some charity case, but as the soldier who'd been to the place they all feared and came back standing. That's all any of us want, right? To be seen, to be counted. Not for what they think we can't do, But for what we already survived, the next time somebody tries to measure you by a patch or a name or a rule book, remember this. Every scar, every loss, every moment you thought you'd break, but didn't, those things outrank every sneer, every bet, every you don't belong here. You hear me? You outrank every doubt. And if you're still listening, yeah, I'm talking to you. Maybe you've been there. Maybe you're there right now. Drop a comment. Let us know what you think. Who really decides what respect looks like? Ever been underestimated? Had to prove your worth the hard way? Go ahead, share your story. Let's hear about your battle scars. Because if you ask me, that's where the real rank is earned.